Hello and welcome to the latest video installment of the Podcomics Webcast. I am the host, David. This episode I am bringing to you a snippet of the conversation that I had with webcomics genius extraordinaire, Dami Lee. Now, Dami and I only have about two things in common. One, we both make webcomics. And two, we both used to live in South Korea. Now, Dami is a Korean American, but like myself, we both taught English in South Korea. I believe we both used to live in the same neighborhood, Bundang, which is super nice, by the way. So in the conversation you're about to hear, I think we start with ideas, and we move into Korean drinking games before we finish with Baskin Robbins. You'll see how we get there. Boop!
Anyway, like Korea, what's cool about Korea is that they're super into like webcomics over there, and like it translates out into like real life, and they make like movies and like TV shows out of it.
Yeah.
And then you see like a bunch of like webcomic characters like in the convenience stores, you know, like for like marketing.
So then are you hoping that one of your webcomics could be adapted into a Korean like rom-com?
Oh my God, that would be amazing. I think that's going to be my new goal now.
I'd say that there is, at this point in your career, there's like a 60% chance.
Yeah, like when I went to talk to Naver, they asked me like if I thought about making like a storyline comic, like a comic with a story, and I was like, I've never thought about doing that before, but like that could be fun. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great way to transition to the next part. Sorry, I interrupted. What were you going to say?
Oh, no. What was I going to say? Oh, I mean, like it would be fun, but also like really hard for me because I think my biggest struggle is coming up with ideas. Like I'm usually sitting at my desk like hours before a deadline, just like frantically trying to come up with something to draw. Mm-hmm. And like that was actually why I like stopped drawing comics for a while, just because like I had no ideas, and it's something that I need to work on.
Well, that is the next part of the show, is talking about ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Naver asked you if you'd be willing, if you had ever thought of doing a long story, but you're pretty much a joke writer.
It's funny if you like think about it. It's like you're a joke, right?
No.
Anyway, yeah.
You are a person who writes jokes.
Yeah, I try really hard.
Well, let's talk about how jokes are written. That's really, at the moment, what the podcast is about. How we make jokes. Mm-hmm. So the way I like to do this is that we talk about the last comic you made first, and then we're going to talk about your next comic, the one that you haven't started on. So what was the last comic that you published, or the last comic that you drew? And if you can like if you can tell me like it's a joke, that would be great.
Tell it to you as a joke?
If you can. Not all jokes translate.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like why I'm a comic artist, like just because I don't think I'm that funny like in real life. I think I'm much better online. But I am working on this comic right now this isn't a joke format at all. I'm working on the time like I taught English in Korea, and I learned like all these Korean drinking games. Mm-hmm. And the joke is that like first I list like two Korean drinking games. Like one's called Titanic. Have you heard of it?
I may have even played it, but
yeah,
I don't remember.
It's actually like one of my favorites. Like you take a glass of beer, and then you put like a shot glass. You float a shot glass in it, and then you pour like a little bit. Everyone takes turns like pouring a little bit of soju into it, mm-hmm. And then the person who like sinks the shot glass like, has to drink the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one Korean drinking game, and then there's one that my friends made up, which is you just roll a die, and then if you land on a number between 1 and 6, everyone has to drink. And the joke is that nobody wins this game.
Aren't all of between 1 and 6, so only 2, 3, 4, and 5?
No. Like if you get any number between 1 and 6, everyone drinks.
So really, just everyone drinks.
Yeah. So that's the whole game.
That's not a game.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
It's a joke. It's not a game. Do you know the one where you take the soju, the cap
And you
off,
twist off.
you twist it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
flick it?
That's actually the other one that I'm drawing.
Okay. There was one called like Baskin Robbins 31.
Yeah. I was going to draw that one, but I didn't want to get sued.
Okay. Yeah, weird. Huh. Do you think that you would?
No, probably not.
No, it's
Like
not.
best case scenario, they would like hit me up and be like, "Hey, draw more comics about this for us."
Yeah.
That would be the best.
I mean, Baskin Robbins and Korea are like best friends.
Yeah, I mean, I think Baskin Robbins in Korea is like so superior to like the ones here. Like
Yeah.
they have different cakes, like just of like animal faces and like the Avengers and whatnot.
Anything you want. And you're gonna eat like 12 Baskin Robbins cakes a year for sure.
I know. It's like always someone's birthday.
All right, well, there you have it. That was my conversation with Dami Lee. She's very easy to find on the internet. She's literally everywhere. She's on Webtoon. She's on GoComics. She's on Tapastic. She's on Tumblr. She's on Instagram. I'm pretty sure you know where to find her. I want to thank you for watching. And if you want to support the show, you can find us at patreon.com/thedanemen.com. All right, guys, gotta go. I want you to keep reading webcomics, and when you do, always share the source.